If you're a new real estate agent looking to build massive momentum, then this video is going to be the best thing you can invest your time into today. What we're going to be doing is I'm bringing on one of my business partners, Amanda Aguiar from Seattle. She's a brand new agent. She's also a part-time agent. And within her first 4 months of being a new agent, she's managed to do about $80,000 in GCI, and many of her deals are over $1 million. And the best part is she's done it entirely without prospecting. Every single one of her clients has come directly to her through her social media. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down her social media strategies, exactly how she's been able to leverage Facebook groups as well as her Instagram profile in order to have clients coming directly to her at scale straight out of the gate. And she's building massive momentum. So as a new agent, this is the blueprint of what you can do, because just again, remember, she's only part-time doing this volume. So if you implement this full-time, I can only imagine what's going to happen to your real estate business. We break down the exact posts that she's using. We break down her content strategy of how she makes it easy to not get overwhelmed and not take much time, but still post once a day on platforms like Instagram. So it is unbelievable how much value Amanda packs into this video. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the entire thing. So before we bring on Amanda, I'll mention 2 quick things. Number 1, I will make sure to link all of her profiles below so that you can see firsthand exactly what she's doing so that you can do the same for your business. And I'll link a calendar link in the description. So if you want to talk about partnering with her as a new agent to build massive momentum like she is, and to take your business to the next level, even breaking into the luxury space straight out the gate, then you could talk to her about that. And that would also mean partnering with me. So without further ado, let's bring on Amanda and show you the blueprint of how to crush it as a brand new agent. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We've got an incredibly special guest today, and this is one that I'm super excited about because we've featured some crazy people in the group, but I love this success story because it's of a new agent, and the strategies that our special guest, Amanda Aguiar, has been able to bring to the table, is stuff that everybody can follow, especially as somebody that's new, doesn't have a sphere, doesn't have this big network of people. So really excited to bring you on, Amanda, and dive into some of the strategies you've been able to do to, cap and, do over 80K in GCI within your first few months here with us.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be able to share as a new agent, only 4 months in this business, and it's going incredible well, even beyond my expectations.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. It seems like every day on Facebook, I see a new listing, new under contract, new sold property, and it's been incredible to watch. So, before we dive into the strategies of what you've been doing to get this massive momentum and success, why don't you just give people a brief introduction of your story and what kind of led you into real estate and, how you kind of got to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been working in customer support and customer experience for pretty much my entire career. I have business degree background, and I've been a manager, have, over 30, 40 people that I was managing it. But I was, especially through the pandemic, I just felt like very stagnant with my current field. And I was actually asking for more work at my company, and they were just not giving to me. Had a close friend that was always telling me, Amanda, I think you're going to do really well in real estate. And I'm talking about for the last 2 years. And I was just like, I don't think this is for me. I don't like sales, and little did I know, I actually started with my course last year, and then I kind of put it on the side. And then towards the end of the year, and I said, I have to finish this, even if I'm not going to do real estate. That was just my mindset. But as I got closer to the end of my course, I was just starting to get really pumped up. And I said, I'm going to put a plan for a year. Is this either going to be a success or it's going to fail? But that's what I'm going to do.
I love that. And clearly it's been a success. So that's kind of a good segue into, why don't you talk to people about what your success has been like in terms of where you started, where you are today at the time of this recording in August, at the end of the month, and, what you've been able to achieve within your first few months in terms of, $1 million listings and things like that.
I know, it's been incredible. So I feel like in 4 months, I had so many different experiences, which has been amazing. From day one, I think, I created a plan with my mentor, who is part of the Wolf Pack, which has been amazing and great support. And from there, it was just like, what are my options, right? And I'm going to be very frank. I haven't done one cold call. I have not done one door knock. It's not really my thing. It's still on my list to do, but I haven't had time because I've been so busy with what I'm doing. But it was just like, I'm going to be, I turned my personal social media on Instagram into real estate, like from night and day, to the point that I had people saying like, I see you on my feed all the time. I kind of stopped following you and then and got back and followed you again. So I've just been posting regularly. It's been kind of like, my main focus. On my first, I'll say 30 days, I also had the goal to call or contact at least 10 to 15 people every day. And I literally went from on my contact list from A to Z. There's people's name in there that I hadn't even an idea how I met them, but I still messaged them. And then I said, hey, I'm a real estate agent. How can I help you? How can I help your friends? To some other people, kind of to get things going. I even did just, little short videos introducing myself and how excited I am. And then, just kind of share that away. And that's kind of a little bit how some conversations started. But all my deals, 6 deals to as of yesterday that I closed, has come from social media. Had the experience of going with, completely strangers from just posting on Facebook groups that I am part of. And then they contacting me as if they were, we're best friends and they know they want to work with me, to, for a sell by owner that I knew people and I tapped into, great partners within, our team to go do that part that I'm not experienced at and bring them in and turn them into the listing. That was when I got my $2 million listing.
That's crazy. It's what an incredible, kind of ramp up period as a new agent. And, I'd love for you, before we kind of dive into the tactical and exact examples, I guess the question I always like to ask is, why social media? And were you like active on social media ahead of time? Were you always into, leveraging
Mhm.
social, or was this new? And why did you decide to go that avenue?
Yeah, I have to say that I am a little bit of a social butterfly, into taking pictures, sharing what I'm doing with my day. By doing videos, it was never my thing. That was definitely like a huge accomplishment of like, getting to in front of the camera to do reels and to figure it out what to do. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so it was taking me a long time because I was just wanting everything to be perfect, and it was taking a lot of my time. But I think the biggest transition was just being in front of the camera and talking to people, because it's definitely the reach from a video to a photo. It's huge. When you talk, people want to listen. When it's a picture, they might like and scroll, but yeah, the reach with the videos, I quickly was able to see that that was what I had to just overcome. And here I am.
Of course, it's been amazing to see. And, why don't you talk to people about, which platforms specifically, because you've got a couple platforms that you've been hyper active on.
Yeah.
Which platforms and why did you go that avenue?
Yeah, so I definitely 100% focus my Instagram into my personal to real estate. I didn't create a new account, um, because that was a part that I was already more active. I knew that that was mostly people that I already knew. I did change, kind of my Instagram from just being a, closed private profile to just, be open so anybody can join and follow me and whatnot. Um, I would say, kind of my second slightly platform that I'm proactive is on Facebook. That one I still do personal stuff combined with my real estate. And then I just stopped. Like, people post on different groups that I'm part of that sometimes I'm not even that active about anything that they're selling. And I said, why am I going to introduce myself that I'm a real estate agent? And now I have people that tags me every time someone said, I'm looking for
Yeah.
a real estate agent. They're tagging me. And it's people that some of them I actually didn't have like zero friendships with, but it's just being consistent in showing your face. And and they just remember you. And then also going through the awesome, amazing, platform that you created with the Agent Academy. That's where I thought of, going with the YouTube page. So that I started, as well, mostly focus on buyers and sellers, just kind of sharing more about my city and, things that they should focus on, fun places to visit. I think, that it's been incredible that I actually had someone that reached out to me there that was not a buyer or seller, but it was someone that started doing the real estate course that I've been in touch with, that, she wants to become an agent. So it was not related, but it's
Yeah.
still, reaching out to people in different ways.
That's really cool. And I love the approach of the Facebook groups, because that's what I did in the beginning too, is I went to all these different community groups in my city, and there was always people looking for references of realtors whenever they're looking to buy or
Yeah.
sell. And I would just have a slew of people that would tag me in it, and then I hit them up, and I got a ton of listings that way. So it's cool to see you take that approach. And, I think a good kind of transition before we get into like exact examples is, what's kind of your strategy on these platforms in terms of, how often are you posting, what type of stuff are you posting on Instagram? And, we can kind of lead into exact maybe posts that have worked well, that have actually
Mhm.
had people reach out from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that on Instagram, I post every single day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have great weeks where I can do some batch and just kind of get things ready for the week. But as I got busy with clients, sometimes I was kind of doing the day before, the day after. Definitely want to get a better rhythm on that because time is money. And so yeah, IG definitely daily, a lot of stories. As far as goes for, like content wise, I think, as I feel like when I do funny videos, that's when I get people to reach out to me. It's kind of like, when I'm too serious and like, these are the things that you need to do. Uh, you know, I, People see like, oh, that's a good information. But I say like, I think the interaction, kind of breaking the ice and not being so professional, with some of those videos. I actually have people that send me reels and say, you should do this video. It was really good. So it's just making fun with the work, but also being, professional and people knowing that you're going to help them.
Yeah, for sure. And like, a couple questions on that is, what would be like one example of, has there been like a specific post that you've made, or some sort of content that you find has kind of prompted more people to reach out to? Is there anything specific that you've actually got like DMs from, or people reaching out from like a specific type of content?
It's so interesting. The one that I got more people reaching out to me, it's even when I leverage listings from my team members and I
Yeah.
post. I had people that were not pre-approved that I post, like a listing on my story. And then 3 weeks later, that turned out into deals because I helped them sell their home and buy a new one. They were not even looking, but they saw that home and they're like, it just sparkle like, oh my gosh, I love this neighborhood, I really want to live there. And we didn't even look at that home actually, but we started that process. So I think what I encourage for new agents is just that, don't feel like you only can post when you have a listing. You have a team that are supportive within your city, and their listings, your listing, you need to find a buyer for them. So it's just, we're all helping each other. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And I think that's a good thing to kind of segue into, which is, posting once a day for a lot of people seems extraordinarily overwhelming, especially if they're not posting like at all. But you've been able to do certain things like that where it's like, okay, I might not have content that's unique to myself, but I can share certain things that have been made by my teammates. And, you've
Yeah.
got these other strategies. So, for somebody that's looking to get started, how do you come up with your ideas of what to post every day? And what's kind of your strategy to not make it, completely overwhelming, to keep up that consistency that you've been absolutely incredible with?
Yeah, so a couple of things that I do, I follow other pages that provide already, real estate information. So sometimes I turn their content into a reels. Sometimes I actually just share their content on my stories, depending what it is, if it's too long. So, anything that is just updates on the market and things like that. I actually use Pinterest for some of my ideas,
Yeah.
I just put real estate, or if I'm focusing on buyer or a seller content, and any 5 steps to do something, and then I just kind of use that and turn into content. I definitely follow top agents from just all over the country and just see what they're doing. Reels, sometimes I feel like as I'm getting a little bit better, I might see a reels that has nothing to do with real estate, but I still can see like what I can use for, depending on the content that it is. So I think that's kind of been some of my strategies is either to look on Pinterest, look at other, top realtors that are what they're doing and how they're posting, things that I feel like also that aligns with me, right? I'm not
Yeah.
going and I'm not trying to stretch myself in something that I'm not. So, as long as it aligns with me, yeah, and I like it, because it still feels personable and it still feels me. So someone is not looking at someone, especially people that follow me for a while, they know who I am and how I do things. So I'm not trying to be something I'm not. Um, so you just kind of add your flair to that. And there are days when I'm busy and I don't have time to create a reels. And then that's when I will leverage, some of these other accounts that I follow if the content is good. And then I just kind of, repost that into my feed.
That's super cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why you've been able to do so well with social media is because you are very authentic and you're very you're not trying to be somebody else and put on this front that you're not. And I think that's why people can connect with you, which is such an important aspect of this, where a lot of new agents, kind of try to be a typical realtor in their mind, what that looks
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
they kind of lose touch with themselves. So, I've got a couple more questions to dive into. And the first is, do you have like a follow-up process, or have you had to go through any kind of I guess sequence of events to actually convert people that reach out to you, and how do you kind of go about nurturing them and actually go from like DM to buyer
Mhm.
seller rep agreement to then close deal?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like I have been a little bit blessed to say, that I haven't had, besides the first sell by owner, because it was a lot more process, changing that mindset, which again, I tapped on someone on my team to actually that did that for us. But on just a regular basis, the moment someone starts asking me a question, right? I am following up with them right away and just saying, what did they like? Trying to see if we can get on a call or on a coffee, just, I feel like
Yeah.
trying to meet face to face, even or a Zoom call, whatever would work, because I think then you can really see what they're looking for. Because if you just do one quick message and you let that set, they're not going to come back to you,
Right.
So I'm being persistent in a way of like, hey, I really want to try to help you and ask, questions. And then, if we do get to that call or we do get to that, or meeting in person, first I try just to listen, right? I
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about myself. And a lot of times they don't really are asking how long I've been in the business. Nobody actually has asked from day one how long I've been doing real estate. Like
Yeah.
never. So I'm just, like asking and getting to know them and their needs and understanding them, so that when I do start, sending a list of homes for them to look at, sometimes I start doing that even if I don't have an agreement, because I can just tell that, we are going to be working together. And so far that has actually been my experience. I know not a lot of agents does that, but all my buyers, we never sign on a contract because
Yeah.
we knew we wanted to work together. Obviously for the seller, absolutely, because there's some more, rules that we want to make sure that we're on the same page in what we're agreeing on. But so far, all my buyers, I never actually had an agreement signed with them. When they reach out to me, when we start a conversation, we knew we are going to work together.
Well, I think that's one of the inherent value propositions of leveraging social media is there's a deeper level of trust and connection there. It's
Yeah.
not so blind to the point where there's no trust built. So you can kind of go in with a more neutral approach and not as pushy because
Yeah.
they reached out to you, they want to work with you, and that's why the conversion is so much higher, which is really cool. Now, kind of this is going to be a two-pronged question, and kind of
Sure.
backtracking to what you said in the beginning is, I know that you've got a cool kind of approach to when people follow you or when you follow people in terms of you're sending a message.
Yeah.
Um, and then simultaneously, this is going to kind of go hand in hand. What were you saying to people, number one, when you're engaging on social media? But number
Yeah.
two, when you were going through your phone list A to Z, what did that look like in terms of what you were saying, to give people some context as to, how you reached out?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So starting with, Instagram and even Facebook, if someone starts, requests well, on Instagram, they follow already directly, but on Facebook, they send a friend request. Um, I would record like once a week. So at least I look fresh, it doesn't look like something I did it like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Just saying, hey, thank you so much for following my page. This is my name. Obviously, I already know that, but I still say this is, this is Amanda Aguiar. I'm a realtor here in the Washington state. Is there anything that I can help you with? I would love to get to know you more. And then I'll just kind of send that. So it's a one time that you record and you can use throughout the entire week or 2 weeks or whatever you desire to do. And if it's someone that I already know, obviously, that I'm not gonna send that video. But I will still send a message so it doesn't go unnoticed, And even if it's an agent, if an agent, don't, get mistaken like, oh, what business I'm gonna do with an agent, right? Even if an agent start following me, I reach out and I say, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the follow, it will be great to maybe in the future if we can partner in any way. You just never know where business can come from as a referral or even a conversion of them wanting to join EXP, whatever that might be it. So I try to treat everybody the same way as far as like if I'm going to reach out to one, I'm going to reach out to all.
Yeah.
And then, for my contact list, it was a little bit more general because there are some people, as I said, I actually didn't recall how I met them and how I got that name on my agenda. So I actually use both applications with WhatsApp because I'm, international and things like that. So I went on both contact list and WhatsApp. And first, for the people that I did know, I did create a little video of just sharing how excited of my new, adventure in real estate and, my love for just supporting and helping people. And if they had anyone or if they knew anyone, to send it over to me, that I'll be happy to. And then I also threw in there that I had a referral bonus program. So if someone referred me, they're going to get something because I heard so many from other people that supported agents that sometimes they didn't even get a thank you. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen with me. So, so I'm kind of, trying to take that leverage. And I know a lot of people sometimes are going to send refers just out of their hearts, but, you need to kind of make an incentive from time to time. And then on my text, I created a link tree with, had just the link to my YouTube page, my email, my social medias. So I would write, like, hey, this is Amanda. I'm so excited to share with you. This is the new business that I'm venturing into. Would love to help you. And then I would put the link on the bottom. And then actually when you send a text, it shows your picture on the bottom,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. So, it can be them leveraging to, click into your pages. Also, when I created my YouTube page, I actually send, a little video and then ask everybody to follow me.
I love it. That's super cool. And I think that's, I always tell this as to, one of my number one recommendations for new agents is, when you get into the business, like make an announcement everywhere that this is what you're doing now,
Yeah,
because there's,
absolutely.
if people don't know you're in this space, nobody's going to be able to, send you those referrals and things like that. And a lot of people kind of have what I find is like a limiting belief where they're like, well, if I announce I'm a new agent, nobody's going to work with me. But a lot of times what happens is people that are in your contact list actually want to support you because you're a new agent. So they want to help you get the ball rolling and things like that. So I love that approach. And kind of as we're bringing this together, what's kind of your advice for new agents that
Yeah.
are just getting started? Because I know there's strategy, there's mindset in terms of how you have to approach this, commitment, consistency. For somebody that's just kind of getting started and maybe they haven't had the momentum that you have, what's your recommendation for people going forward to build momentum?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely easy to get in your head and make you kind of stop because it's overwhelming when you come into, there's a lot of trainings, there's a lot of opportunities. And I think understanding what you want to do. I definitely came in like from day one drinking from the fire hose, like, and that's a little bit how I work, right? It's either like I'm all in or I don't do it at all. So I know that can be changed from person to person, but I think, a couple of things that I feel like it's been tremendously for me is, and I think, this come from my mentor, has come from some of the mastermind counts with you as well. It's just that you can have a year goal, but that seems so far away when you really think about it. So breaking down in those 90 days, you still have your year goal, but 90 days, because you constantly reflecting on what you need to change or adjust and not just waiting until the end of the year to say like, oh, I messed this one up, right? But so
Yeah.
I think the 90-day goal was something actually newer for me. And it's been like, I feel like so strategic for me to write it down. And another thing too is that, writing affirmations. I'm very big on words, and it's been incredible. Like writing them down. So two things I've done is either writing down like a simple phrase as I am so grateful that today I get to earn X amount and I get to support X many of agents. And then just repeating that, writing it down. Don't just also keep in your mind. I have a little journal that I will write those sentences down a couple of times a day. And, I feel like starting with that gratitude, because I think it just warms you inside, that feeling of what that's going to look like. So so I'm again big in words, being also like writing things as if already happened.
Yeah.
I literally like, I have in my 90-day goal that I started in June 20th through September 20th, which was to close 6 deals. I closed my 6th deal on August 19th,
Yeah.
almost a month early from that. So it's like when you see something that you wrote and then you see that it actually happened, it just fuels you to continue to do that. So I would say, it's not that you need to have a marketing plan, and especially if you don't have a business background. I think it's just like, if you're going full time, break down your day where you're going to spend your time and be committed to that. It's consistency is the word. I actually still have my full-time job and I'm doing what I'm doing. So, because my goal was to do both for a whole year. So I don't know if I'm going to finish both jobs within a year, because I already know I want to do this full time, but there's just some goals that I haven't hit yet. But yeah, I've been working, for 2 months straight. So I work every single day. I'm on my full-time job. I'm showing houses in the evening. I'm doing open houses on the weekend. And, I'm very family oriented. I'm spending time with my family. So I feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, of course. I think that's so powerful because, we always talk about this with our group is what you focus on expands. And I'm very similar to you. I wrote these goals out from when I was 24 years old that I wanted to hit before I was 30, and 4 months before I turned 30, every single one of those goals happened. And these were like goals that I was like, there's no way in hell this is going to happen. And it does, because you focus on it. And then again, when you continue to look at that as like the RAS, or reticular activating system, it's like, you'll start seeing it everywhere and you'll start looking for opportunities, which I think is cool. And yeah, the 12-week year is so powerful because it's good to have these annual goals, but so much can happen, so much can change, the market can change, anything can happen in a year, whereas that 3-month window is so powerful because it's enough to get certain things done and actually make progress, but it's not too far to the point where you can't control it, which is, I love that
Yeah.
that you're really applying that. So as we're bringing this together, Amanda, we're obviously partners, which is super cool. And it's been incredible to have you, in the Wolf Pack with our group here. Why don't you share with people why you decided to come this way, and then what it's been like, and what your journey looks like going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am beyond like excited about this team. It's incredible. I will be very frank that, being a new agent, I do know a lot of other agents from different companies, but I had the one close friends that it is a leader here on the Wolf Pack that had been like my main support from day one in the last 2 years of like kind of encouraged me to come into this, area of business. And so I kind of like just sometimes I can be a leader and sometimes I can be a follower, just depending, who I know I'm, being followed by. And I knew if he was, with EXP and part of the Wolf Pack, that meant I had to be here. But little did I know what I was going to get coming to this team. Like EXP as a company has so much, and I feel like I barely have tapped into what they have because of the Wolf Pack. There's so much training here. There's, the mastermind calls. I literally, my regular job, I will move anything to be on those calls every Tuesday, because it's just like, it's beyond just being a realtor. You're helping people be a business owner. You're helping people to be a better person. And that for me, it's so valuable. So I'm so excited for the calls that you and Connor do every week. And then now that we have the ladies, the Women's Wolf Pack call as well, it's so empowering. And I feel like there's no way you can come into that call feeling down, that you don't leave the call feeling uplifted, having at least 1 or 2 ideas of what you're going to do the next day and implement. it's in the end of the day, it's still you, right? It's your choice of what you're gonna do. But the tools that you guys provide, nothing like I've seen. And I've been, like obviously not in real estate, but just in business for a long time. And I have never seen so much, like just pouring out and backing into the group.
That means the world to me to hear, and it's been
Yeah,
incredible to see
no,
just,
absolutely.
what you've done as a part-time agent, and it's just incredible. And I think what you said earlier is so true, is like, if you can do it, anybody can, right? There's so many people that, aren't building momentum, and they've got all day, and then you're here balancing a million things and crushing it. So, as we bring this to a close, what can we expect from you going forward, from your content, from your business, and what can we look forward to on your channel and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, definitely if you're, going to my IG and Instagram, you're going to be seeing me every day there because that won't change. If more, might be more posts, more listings and, sharing everything that is going on here in the Washington state, specifically in Seattle. Definitely, continue to my approach here with the YouTube page because shorts is being a new thing. Like, I feel like I've been doing that and I've been getting a lot more views on that into like the smallest little videos that you would think it's nothing. Actually, I put one of the type 5 ice cream shops in the Kirkland
Yeah.
area, and I have like over 3,000 views in one, like, I don't know, 30-second video, So it's just like the power of, the internet and the videos, it's here. It's for us to take, and to leverage on. And, like my main goal one of these days is going to be, be on the stage for EXP and just sharing on my story. So just sit
I
and
think
wait.
that's
That's
gonna
gonna happen.
It will happen. We're gonna make sure it does, and I think it's gonna be incredible to watch you up there because a lot of people need to hear this. And again, man, I'm super grateful for you coming on here. I'm gonna make sure to link all of your stuff below so people can follow your incredible journey. And
Thank
again,
you.
congrats on all the success to date.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. I'm looking forward to partner more in the future. And whoever's watching this video, I'm here to help no matter what. So make sure you guys contact me.
I love it. Well, thanks so much, guys. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.